1200 Government Street, the Irish Times pub, formerly the Bank of Montreal. On any spring day, the streets around the entrance to the Irish Times pub at the corner of Bastion and Government is busy with patrons and passers-by enjoying and enhancing the historic ambiance of Old Town Victoria. When they look up, above the entrance, they see a stone with the date 1817 and may experience a moment of confusion, as the city of Victoria did not exist at that early date. The 1817 represents the date at which the Bank of Montreal was established. The building surrounding the stone was constructed in 1897 as the bank's main branch in Victoria. Looking up on the stone walls along Bastion Street, we see that some stone blocks retain the horizontal grooves of the gang of frame saw used to cut large blocks of stone into usable slabs. It would be unusual for an architect to accept blemished units of this nature. Unless... why? The bank was designed by architect Francis M. Rattenbury as his first major project after the BC Legislative Building, which, in 1897, was nearing completion, with only the interior finishing and landscaping remaining. The main contractors for the Bank of Montreal were the same as Rattenbury was then using on the legislature, McGregor and Jeeves, who took on the legislative contract on behalf of the deceased Frederick Adams family, and Richard Drake for concrete and plastering. The remarkable thing is that the Bank of Montreal was constructed using the same Haddington Island stone that had been used on the legislature. In 1897, the Haddington Island quarry was still under the control of the province, which held a mortgage on the island and was obligated to pay the actual owners of the stone quarry a small royalty for every cubic foot of stone extracted. But careful examination of the government accounts showed no payments for that stone that was used on the bank. We find payments for the legislature and, after, payments for the Haddington Island stone that was used on the Empress Hotel, but no payments for the bank. The last stone was laid at the legislature on November 1st, 1895. McGregor and Jeeves started work on the new Bank of Montreal in the fall of that year, and it was completed in November of 1897. Coincidentally, McGregor and Jeeves auctioned off 300 cubic yards of stone rubble, along with a variety of tools from the legislative buildings in September of 1896. But the stone was not theirs to auction. The provincial government supplied the stone to the contractor as part of Rattenbury's plan to reduce costs on the legislature. Rattenbury had originally estimated that 60,000 cubic feet of stone would be required for the legislative building. His final quantities were 131,127 cubic feet. Not too close. But McGregor and Jeeves had been ordered up by the government to clean up the worksite on the legislative grounds and probably moved the stone to the new Bank of Montreal. It is evident that McGregor and Jeeves used stone left over from the construction of the legislative buildings for the Bank of Montreal, but there are no records indicating it was ever prayed for or that permission to remove and use the stone was given.